welcome to this episode of the DJ Interview with your host, Harry the Big Dog.
What's up, everyone? Harry the Big Dog here. As always, Tuesday it is 8-ish Eastern Time, and it is time for the DJ Interview. Here in VA, it's been raining like crazy all day, so I've been in the house. I've been doing other things. Didn't get outside because there was no sunshine. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing going. Yo, this next guest, we going back to the West Coast, everybody. We going back to the West Coast. Let me just bring him on. Let me bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Let me welcome DJ Third Degree. What is going on, bro?
Harry the Big Dog, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you. How's it going, man? I'm good.
I cannot complain. I got some issues with my chat, so I don't see my chat right now.
Uh-oh. Got a couple people checking in.
Oh, what is up, everybody? I'll get this straight eventually.
I could pass on the questions to you. I see the chat.
Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Let me do something I shouldn't do, which is do a refresh.
The deadly roll of the dice with refresh. Yep. There you go.
Did we pop back up?
You're back. You're back.
All right.
We switched sides. I think I'm hosting now because I'm on the other side now.
All right, let's do that.
That's it.
Let's switch sides. What's up, bro? We got Ernie checking in.
That's my brother right there.
What's going on, my brother? He said, "Got my brother."
Yeah.
Looks like we got the Bay Area checking in. That must be Jeff.
That's our brother Jeff right there. What up, Jeff? Jeff Quan in the house.
We got Grand Mixer GMS checking in. What up, homie?
Salute to my other brother.
We got DJ Clientele checking in. Oh yeah, we switched sides.
It's all good. I'm trying to share this right now.
Oh, no problem, bro. So, thank you. We was talking offline a little, just kind of thanking each other for having each other on. But
sure.
Thanks. I know it's y'all got a 3-hour difference there, and it's a little bit earlier in the day there, and probably the daylight is out, and it was sunny all day. I'm looking out the window and it's been cloudy all day.
Come to Cali where the sunshine and the girls are. That's what's up.
Y'all like my sign?
Yeah.
Put it in the chat if you like the
that
sign.
One right there.
Yeah, you got it. So let's get this thing started because I'm interested to know. I didn't want to know much about your story because I like to be surprised, just as surprised as the audience. And I know you got some of your people on that already know some of your story, but they might not know everything. Hopefully I'll be able to pull something out that nobody else has heard yet.
True that, for sure. Some of them probably haven't heard some of all the pieces put together. Yeah, Harry, we all have stories, right? We all have
definitely,
a journey that we've all been on. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a trip. I can tell you that much.
So tell everybody your DJ name, your government name if you want, and how you got started in this DJ business.
Good questions. My name is Tim Jaffe, and I am known as DJ Third Degree. I started with that name back in 1996 when I started my college radio show. And how I got into this business, I started DJing. I taught myself how to DJ when I was 12 years old. So it's about 1982. New wave music was a big thing, and my sister Jenna, she was really into like Depeche Mode and The Cure, and some other groups that, listening to her playing that music in the house, I kind of gravitated. So that's what I started messing around with. As a matter of fact, one of the very first things I learned how to do was do dub editing. So I had a dual tape deck player
Right.
situation with an amp, and I learned how to make a remix using Frankie Goes to Hollywood's "Relax."
Don't do
And
it.
yeah, so when it came to "Relax, Don't Do It," right, that part I would record "Relax," stop it, had to rewind the tape back manually, do it again, have to be on time so that it would go "Relax, relax, relax, don't do it." So I did that with a dual tape deck player, and kind of taught myself how to do that. Probably about a year or two later, I talked my dad into buying me at Radio Shack we already had one belt drive turntable. So I asked him to buy me another turntable. Ended up being a belt drive turntable. So I had two of those and a realistic mixer. Pretty sure it was just a 2-channel mixer that I got. And so then I taught myself how to blend records, and quickly I learned how to do it. And
Right.
enough to the point where I started going to first my junior high and then my high school, doing like lunch dances, doing all
Right.
of the parties in the area, and stuff like that. Yeah. So that was my first sort of foray into the world of DJing and really getting into music the way I have.
Now, where you told me you were originally from Philadelphia. Did
Correct.
any of this happen there?
Not at all.
Not at
None of it
all. So
happened
you
there.
left Philly when you were real early,
Yeah. 8
young.
years old. 8
Eight.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you didn't start to teach yourself DJing until 4 years later.
Man, I didn't have a clue what was going on when I was 8, to be honest with you. But quickly, when I moved here, my mom had passed away. That's the reason why I ended up in California. My dad was living out here.
Right.
And honestly, looking back at it, I can really analyze it a lot more than when I was in those moments, right? And one thing I came to realize is that when I came here, I was really lost. Obviously, like, I'm not sure I even was processing what happened with my
Right.
mom being gone. So to make friends, you kind of just do what people are doing. And some of the people that I made friends with initially, these two brothers that lived at the top of my street, and a few other guys, were smoking weed and drinking. So quickly, for me to make friends, I started doing what they were doing. And I was at like 9 years old.
Follow the leader.
Yeah, yeah. So
You
really
didn't get
kinda,
addicted or anything, did you?
I mean, addiction is I think a leveled term that can be used. You can be addicted where it overtakes your life.
Right.
And I would not say that I've ever, other than alcohol, but that was when I was going through my separation and divorce, that like I never really, as a kid, yeah, I was addicted to all types of stuff. Yeah, to be honest with you,
Roger
but I was able to stop it at some point.
Good.
But yeah, dude, it was a wild ride through my adolescence and my teenage growing up years. And I almost died when I was like 15, 16 years old because I was at a party and fell into a pile of bottles, and it cut my wrist open. And yeah, so I've had some experiences. Like I said, everybody's story is a trip, right?
For
It's a journey.
real. And all of us DJs have a story, so make sure you come on and tell yours.
For sure.
So now, getting into your late 80s, early 90s, Where are we right now in your
So
life?
yeah, so I graduated. So I was really into me. Like again, the DJ thing for me was huge. Plus, I went to a lot of concerts in those years in the '80s, the early to mid to late '80s. A lot of concerts. Um, everything from like Fleetwood Mac to Phil
Right.
Collins to Duran Duran to the Culture Club to when rap came around. So one of the we always ask each other, DJs and friends who like music, what was the best concert you ever went to? 1986 here in Los Angeles at a place called the Hollywood Palladium. There was a concert that me and my friends went to, probably about 20 people in a van. If you can think of Fast Times at Ridgemont High when they show up
I was just thinking that.
and the van door opens and they fall out, that was us showing up at this show at the Hollywood Palladium. And this concert, and I kid you not, this was like one of the most epic shows ever. It was a group called Fishbone. For those who do not know about Fishbone, they're one of the greatest bands to ever perform live. You must see them in your lifetime to appreciate how great they are. The Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Right.
the Beastie Boys,
Wow.
and Run DMC.
In '86
Man,
out there.
that show was off the hook. That show was off the hook.
Oh.
Off the hook. Incredible.
So
So,
86,
yeah, so we were
Run
really-
DMC and Beastie Boys had
Yeah.
probably their first or second album out.
Beastie Boys first, Tougher Than Leather, I think, was the album that they were promoting. Run DMC was promoting.
Mm-hmm.
Was Tougher Than Leather, yeah, with Peter Piper and Maya
Uh-huh.
Diaz and stuff on it. Yeah, dude, that was dope. That was
Uh,
dope. So a lot, like I said, a lot of concerts and stuff. So in 1987, when I graduated high school, I got moved down to a place called Orange County. It's another county south of Los Angeles County, in a town called El Toro. And I needed to get a job. So luckily, there was a record store there. It happened to be Tower Records. So I ended up getting a job at Tower Records. Store number 138. Shout out to my people from store number 138 that is no longer there. But quickly, about a year into getting that job, I became the singles buyer there. So meaning I was the one in charge of purchasing all of the product for the 12-inch singles, for the 45-inch singles, the cassette singles that they sold at that time,
Wow.
CD singles that were coming into play. So that was a great look for me as a DJ. Well, first as a music fan,
Right.
then as a DJ. Like, dude, I got free music. Are you kidding me? And then, like the sort of connections that were made
Yes.
within the industry, the record label reps that I met with and had business with, the independent distributors that I met and had business with, as well as the other buyers from other places. And I really got to give a shout out to, like, the greatest of them all was a lady by the name of Violet Brown, who at the time was the Warehouse Records national urban music buyer.
Right.
And that lady right there, she is the all-knowing of urban music. So for those that don't know, she wrote for Billboard for a while. Like, she's one of the GOATs for sure in the industry, in my
Wow.
opinion. But
Yeah.
that's just me. But shout out to Violet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there was that involvement. Now the involvement with Violet also got me free into the clubs in Los Angeles. So basically, at that time, I was a dancer. I had been taught a few years earlier when I was in like junior high and high school by my man Todd Nonstop Campbell from the LA Breakers. He taught me how to break dance.
right.
So shout out to him. Shout out to my man Todd Nonstop.
Now,
And all the LA Breakers, my man Adam and all the rest of the crew.
did you have a breakdancing name?
I don't even know if they called me anything back then. I don't know. I had a DJ name. They called me TJ1DJ. because those were my initials and I was the DJ. So that's what they called me. They called me
Right.
TJ1 DJ. And so as being a dancer and Violet invited me up to a club that she had access to. It was called United Nations, and it was ran by Africa Islam, who was down with Ice-T and that whole crew, and Africa Bambaataa. And this club was so dope, man.
Right.
Everybody that was doing hip hop back in those days, if they were around, they were at the club. I can remember one time I show up at the spot and Heavy D and Kid and Play were dancing on the dance floor. I believe that was the night A Tribe Called Quest performed. Like, this was like 88, 89 stuff.
Yeah.
You know? So that was super cool. Also at the same time, there was a place called The Palace. And The Palace always had a lot of dope hip hop shows. I saw Public Enemy there and Eric B and Rakim and stuff like that.
Right.
But I also went there to dance, and I met at the time a crew of dancers that went by the name of the Soul Brothers. And the Soul Brothers were Def Jeff's dancers. They also were on Soul Train. They were in Young MC's Bust a Move video, so you can see them, with Big Lou from Soul Train.
Yeah.
They were all down together. And so I danced with them, and so I was big into dancing. Somebody asked me, I don't even remember who, they found me at one of the clubs and invited me to a meeting at K-Day, the radio station here in Los Angeles, 1580 K-Day. They was the only one doing hip hop stuff at that time, for a meeting to possibly go out on tour as a dancer. So there was all types of interesting stuff like that.
Nice. Yeah. So you know Nasty Ness and GMS and the whole clique. Okay. Well, Ness, so you didn't meet them till later.
Yeah, Ness didn't come into my world. Like, all these people that knew Ness and that I know differently. There's a crew of people, everybody from like New Edition, and I met New Edition in the mid 80s when they moved out here from Boston, because they lived next to, like, I think it was Ralph Tresvant bought a house next door to my friend Bobby Mustafi. And so Bobby's, we'd hang out at Bobby's house, and we met, all of the New Edition guys, and then we played basketball with them at this park called, it was Woodland Hills Park, but we called it Shoot Park because that was the street it was on. We used to play basketball over there with them, and whenever I get to see them, and I want to shout out the Anderson family, because they were also, integral, because their dad was the New Edition's bodyguard when they moved out here.
Wow,
so,
nice.
Yeah. So shout out to my man JJ, Jamal, Keisha, Jalil, the whole family, Jason, Mama Anderson, everybody. Yeah, good family right there.
Nice.
So I have an interesting history meeting people, again, knowing like Fishbone, because they grew up in the same area. We used to deal out of my house, so they would come, every now and then some cats would come by and, pick up some herb or something like that. So, yeah.
Wow, yo. And this was all early in your career.
I was a teenager through all that stuff.
You meeting all these people, doing all these things, doing all your dirt.
Yeah. As a teenager, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, yo.
Crazy. So
now, at what point did Jeff and all of them come into your world, or you came into their world?
Yeah. So in 1996, it was the weed stuff. Somebody just made a comment. Sorry. So in 1996, I went to college at a place called LA Valley College, and they had a radio station. I wanted to, I wanted to be, I had been DJing this whole time.
Right.
But I was like, dude, why aren't I doing like radio? So I got into their broadcasting program, and I started a radio show. I called it the Coast to Coast Hip Hop Show, because I played music from both coasts. It wasn't a West Coast thing. It was a Coast to Coast thing. And at the same time, when I got there, there were a couple other rap radio shows. One was called Flavor Camp, and that was hosted by a girl who went by the name of the Kool-Aid Kid, and her friend Jeffro, who also had some other name and stuff. So super cool people, and we got along really well. I think I followed them, or I just happened to be there when they would be broadcasting, and we got along. It was all, because we loved the same music and we were loving the same stuff that was out. So that was super cool.
Yeah.
And then also my man, DJ Creativity, I also met while I was there. Now, these same people also knew Nasty Nez, but I didn't meet Ness until about 2004, 2005. When I was stepping in as a DJ for a group called Strange Fruit.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in another band called Super Dank Brothers with my man Martin, who went by M. DeFaro, and he was in both of those groups.
Right.
Super Dank Brothers and Strange Fruit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ness is saying he is at the
the optometrist. I see
optometrist. I couldn't get that out.
Getting his eyes
quick shout out. Yo, what's up, Ness? He said, "Smile, Harry." Yeah. I'm always smiling.
Yeah. So those people, like Creativity, worked with Ness, I think, at Hits Magazine, with some other folks who were in, like my man Tony, shout out to Runaway Soul. My man Tony was in the group Strange Fruit. Mm-hmm. So Tony and our friend Erica, they knew Ness, and that's how I met Ness.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he was already a big dog out there.
Ness was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I met him later. I met him in the 2000s. So he had already been doing, he had all his success and everything that had gone on. Yeah.
Now, going back to your late 80s, 90s real quick, mm-hmm. the music that influenced you guys, because I talked to a lot of the West Coast people, and I don't think you guys had a lot of artists out there yet, besides Ice-T and a few other locals. How much did the East Coast music influence you guys to start groups and Ness got into the radio station and you got into hip hop?
Yeah, for me, here in Los Angeles, there was a DJ crew called Uncle Jam's Army.
Okay.
And, Egyptian Lover was part of that crew.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Webb Taylor was part of that crew. Arabian Prince was part of that crew. Like, they are legendaries. The Unknown DJ, like there was a bunch, and I was a DJ. So when these records were dropping, I was like, I can tell you, and I have it somewhere here. I have this Unknown DJ 12-inch single that the graffiti art, like I was mesmerized by the artwork on the album. So I picked it up. Plus his name was cool. I was like, the Unknown DJ. And then I saw stuff that, like, I saw who was part of it.
Right.
Adam Clayton and those cats, and I like gravitated to that sort of thing for sure. Egyptian Lovers music. I was Africa Bambaataa, because Planet Rock was co-produced by a guy named Baker. Oh man, it's tough. Albert Baker was his name.
Awesome.
Just totally slipped my mind. But he had produced a song for a group called New Order that I was following. And that song was called Confusion, and it was so dope. And those elements, it was new wave, but it was also the elements of that electro hip hop scene that was going on. Plus I had seen Wild Style. So I was really like, I was both. But it was electro hop at first because I was breakdancing.
Right.
But then first Run DMC's first album, because Jay's Game, what Jam Master Jay did to make Jay's Game, that compilation of the songs from that album, blew my mind. I'd never heard anything like it before in my life. Then Rocket came out, and Herbie Hancock did something with Grand Mixer DST on that album. So I got that 12-inch, plus there was a Mega Mix thing that they had done. I don't know if anybody remembers this. It was in the 80s, everything was like neon. It was neon green and neon pink on the album cover. I remember it. And it was Herbie Hancock's Mega Mix. And that thing was sick. So I picked that up. So that got me more. And so at this point now, I'm gravitating, it was 84. I'm gravitating out of New Wave to start really doing rap music.
Okay.
2 years, well then 85, the show and Dougie Fresh and Lottie Dottie. And then 86, when I heard Eric B for president, that was it. That was it.
Oh, that's funny. I just connected to Eric B on LinkedIn.
Word up. Shout out to Eric B.
Cool dude.
Yeah, sure.
Pick up Eric B. Maybe we'll get him on one day.
Dude, for sure. Lots of stories coming from them. Yeah. So that was my gravitation towards rap music. And those were the things that influenced me. I'm heavily influenced by a combination of things. Reggae music, old school jazz, like Thelonious Monk and Chet Baker and Coltrane and Miles and those kind of dudes. And those are the things that were sampled by like A Tribe Called Quest, who are without a doubt one of my favorite groups of all times, along with Public Enemy. So those two differences of music within the rap music world are who I am. And I'm everything in between that as well.
Right.
But those are my like Fight the Power and Electric Relaxation, you know, like those are my different, like, you know, those things both are beautiful in my opinion.
Right.
They're beautiful for their own reasons as well.
Now, did you know DJ Prince Ice?
I met him way later in my life, but I had his 12 inches. Dude,
yes.
Oh my goodness. So this was before I knew what Ness was doing. That's it right there. That's one of them right there.
That's one of them right there. He signed a copy for me.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to Prince Ice, man. Cool cat. Real cool,
yes,
dude. Real
very,
cool.
very.
But man, see, that was another thing. That kind of stuff. Because I was listening to K-Day and the mix masters were multi-tracking, I think, too. So there was multi-tracking going on. That's the stuff Nez was doing up in Seattle. And it's a different type of mixing. I've never done that in my life. I've never done that. I just learned how to blend real well and to pick good music. That's what makes me a good DJ. You know, I was telling my wife earlier, I said, you know, when I DJ, one of the things it makes my heart feel good to hear is, wow, your music selection is incredible.
Yeah.
You know? And that is something that means more than anything to me, is to know that, you know, I really believe that I have a good ear for music and I know what's good.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, but it's a subjective thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. Now,
my man,
GMS, he's saying you was on Sway in the Morning.
I was.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
It was dope. It was dope, yeah. Ness, myself, along with the High Children, a group that I DJ for, and that GMS also DJs for, and our buddy Krita. So we all went 2018. 2018. Yeah.
Nice. Big shout out to GMS, Grand Mixer. GMS. This dude, you know, from the first time I met him, we just became mad cool.
Yeah, he's a cool cat, man.
Oh,
real cool cat. And if you want to hear that multi-tracking mixing, you need to listen to all his mixes, global frequency mixes that he has that are like #1 around the world. And also his show with Ness called K-Fox Night Beat.
I listened to that. I caught about maybe 4 or 5 episodes of their show, Nasness and GMS.
Yeah.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
Way
Got
dope.
a nice,
Yeah.
good mix of music.
Yes.
You know, it's not just one something. It's a nice mix.
Yeah. 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 Ness has, Ness has a wide range of music taste and has decades of music knowledge. And so
All up here, right?
yeah, I always tell him too, like one of the things that I love so much about his show is when he'll play an old song and then you play a current song that sampled that old song. I love that. I love that. He's teaching people about this music life, and about you gotta respect the original stuff.
Yeah.
To know what, this good stuff is coming from.
Yep.
That's just
Definitely. GMS saying he loves hearing your radio mix shows.
I appreciate
now let's talk about that a little since he brought it up. Is
Sure.
it on? It's on Wednesdays, correct?
Yeah, I actually have 2 shows I do a week. I do a mix show, which is an hour of me just mixing, no talking. It's called my Hot for the Streets Drive Times Mix Show. That's Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Fridays, 5 p.m. Pacific time. I do my Coast to Coast hip hop show where I play all brand new music. So every song is brand new. I announce the song. I let you guys know. A lot of times we listen to shows and you hear something, you go, "Damn, what was that?" And you kind of have to hunt. Especially back in the day, they never told you what was playing. You had to figure it out.
Right.
There was no Shazam that you could hit the button and it'll tell you what it is. And so that's what I do on Fridays, and that's connected me with a ton of incredible artists that are out that really don't get the type of shine that I truly believe they deserve. And so myself, along with all of the DJs who are with Ness, the Rap Attack DJs, that's really something big that we take pride in, is still breaking new music and sharing it with people, as large of an audience as we can.
Right.
Yeah. And it's so currently my shows are airing on easewayradio.com. It's ESWAY radio.com.
Roger that. We'll get
Yes, sir.
that up a little bit later, but oh man, that is cool, bro. Y'all still showing love to all the new artists.
Absolutely. Yeah, because there's so much talent, and it's, if you don't have a massive budget, and not everybody does,
Right.
You're going to be hard pressed to get your stuff. It's so interesting now how the music industry is running. And, I actually heard an interview with Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def, for those that don't know, with Talib. And if anybody cares, and I'll break this if you haven't heard this yet, but Black Star's coming out with a brand new album that was produced all by Madlib. Oh my goodness, it's going to be incredible. So anyway, see, breaking new music.
Giving shout outs to everybody.
That's for sure.
You heard it first here, maybe.
That's right. That's right. But what Yasin was saying was that he doesn't go with Spotify because, as an example, there are all these other places to distribute your music, right? To put it in the Apple Music Store. But the ones that are doing the work, we, the artists, the producers, the beat makers, the singers, whatever, are not getting anywhere close to their fair share of the revenue of the music that's being made. So for somebody like him, it's easier for them to be able to do that on their own.
Right.
Whereas somebody coming up, you need help. You cannot truly make any sort of headway without having a financial back. You have to invest in yourself, and you have to invest in your music if you believe in it. And how do you make that back? Well, you have to market, you have to promote, you have to do shows, you have to a point where you get paid for those shows instead of paying to play, I should say, right? Which I don't know what it's like in New York. I can tell you it's heavy duty in Cali. They make you pay, to get
I
on
recently got wind of all of this, that they do that. And I thought it was just, rumors, but no,
Nah,
it's real.
man, they've
That
been. Let
they
me tell
call
you,
it
they've been doing it.
marketing and promotions.
Yeah. That's what they say it's for. When I was performing back from like 2000 to 2005, they were doing it back then too. So it's been going on, and probably even before that. So
Yeah,
it's what
GMS
they
is
do.
saying a song should blow up based on its merit, not its budget. And
There's no question. I agree with them
excuse
a
me,
thousand percent.
you hear that all the time where they'll stuff a song down your throat.
Mm.
Man, I'm losing my voice. They'll stuff a song down your throat, and you're forced to like it, even if you did at first. You done heard it so much.
Great example of that, Harry, was Snoop Dogg's "Drop It Like It's Hot."
Oh,
When I heard it the first 5 times, I couldn't stand it.
right.
Couldn't stand it at first. But that's the thing, and that's the so everybody has to realize, and I think many do, that the marketing of everything is to manipulate our brains to get us to like it so that we want it. And we go
Right.
and spend the money for it, whatever it might be, right? But that's why you see the same commercials all the time. Like when you're watching a show, you go, why do they keep playing the same commercial? Well, that's why they want you to remember who
Yeah.
they are and what they're selling.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes with the music. That's what they do. They keep playing it because if you didn't like it the first 5 times, maybe you'll like it by the sixth, seventh, or eighth time that you heard it. And more than likely, you will, or you're going to
That's what
change the channel.
happens.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens. You
Yes, sir.
just, you start humming it, and then you telling people I cannot stand that song,
But you can't get it out of your head.
and then you cannot get it out of your head.
For sure.
Oh,
That's the
that's
truth.
funny. So let me ask you something, and people in the audience could chime in too. How do people get paid when they make records now? Because I see a lot of artists, they don't take any money for the record and they give it away because it's not a record. It's not physical anymore. It's
Right.
MP3.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
explain that to me.
So, the revenue streams need to come from other avenues now. One of those being, if you can create enough of a following and you have a YouTube channel, your videos can be monetized. Okay. Small percentage, but that's a small piece that could add up, right? You definitely have to sell merchandise, shirts, hats, get people to wear your gear, get inventive with it, maybe you make some custom sneakers if you're able to, do something like have some exclusives. You know what I'm saying? Like people usually want something that maybe no one else has. So you can do things like that. But really a big thing with your music is to get it to be in TV shows, movies, video games, commercials,
Okay.
advertising. That's a continual. If you get a deal, if you get a good enough deal, then you're maybe able to monetize in a continuous cash flow stream that way by
Okay.
doing that. And then of course, COVID, destroyed the performing aspect of things, but that's changed and it's coming back in a major way. So artists can now get back out there again and make their money by performing. And if you look at ticket prices, that's
Now,
definitely
now, what I will say, and I'll give a couple of shout outs after this. What I will say about that is that virus brought streaming to the forefront because there was a
sure.
lot of people that discovered Zoom last year,
Mm-hmm.
and Zoom been out for years. And, we used it and then didn't use it because it was old technology to us,
Mm-hmm.
and used a lot of other programs. But I've did a couple of shows online, and there's not one place you can do a streaming show and get people from the UK, get people from Atlanta, get people from Philly, get people from California, all on the same broadcast
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
So, Your hybrid, I would say stay with hybrid if you're going to do live shows again.
Hmm.
Still stream
Yeah.
because there's people that will pay.
Sure, absolutely. And that was something that did come up. You're right. Matter of fact, this artist that I've been working with for a couple years, and matter of fact, got to do a song with him that we're going to be releasing soon.
Okay.
My man John Jiggs. I don't know if you've heard of John Jiggs, dope
No.
rapper out of New York. He did sort of a combo hybrid tour where he streamed, but he also went to a couple places where he could perform and perform them as well. So he kind of did something like that. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is mad dope. Big shout out to heavy hitter DJ Cam with freeagentradio.com.
What up, Cam? How you doing?
He is in the building. GMS is saying Rap Attack DJ's college rap radio tour.
Yeah, that's something.
Is that getting ready to happen?
We're in the planning stages of that. Yeah, we're looking at
Ah,
probably 2022 when the colleges will really be accepting artists, hopefully back on on their campuses. So we're prepping. We're putting down some the plans and getting that stuff going on. In addition to that, we're also working with Rap Attack to do our own radio station as well.
yep.
So that's
Now,
going to be real cool. So
now
we're working on a couple things.
DJ Cam has his own radio station,
Oh,
and we got some stuff in the works too. So
nice.
we'll all get to talk and syndicate to each other's
Let's
station
do that.
at one point. So
Let's do
definitely
that.
we will stay in touch and keep each other abreast of what's going on in each other's neck of the woods.
For sure. Absolutely. We got to keep the connection. That's why it's always coast to coast.
Yes, it is. Oh, but I got so much that I want to know. Like,
Keep the questions coming.
what's going on for the future of you, for one?
Well, currently I am working my new single that's out. It's been out for I guess we're about a month and a half or so into it. It's called Coming At Ya. My first release that I put out this year. It features Nasness on the track with me, and it's currently number 3 on the Rap Attack hip hop charts, and it's number 8 on the Rap Influencer chart. So I appreciate all the DJs playing my song and giving it some love. The video's out. You can check out the video. And it's just the start of things. I think everybody's going to really like a lot of the new music that I have coming out in the future. So, like I said, I have a song coming out with John Jiggs. It's called The Tradition that we're going to be putting out sometime before the end of the year. And I've got about 6 others that I just need to get mixed and ready to go and get maybe some visuals put together and get them out. But at the same time, working with the High Children and our artist JJ Hudson, we just dropped her new single called "Let It Pop." It's I was telling somebody the other day, I said, if this song does not become a hit, I don't know what's wrong with the industry. It's a stone cold pop
It's
hit.
weird now. People are into strange stuff, or
We've always
they
been
don't
into
like,
strange stuff. Always been
don't
into strange
like what
stuff.
you think they're gonna like. So
Yeah. And that's and you know what though? I think that's why as an artist you just keep putting out music, especially if you love the craft and you love the process of doing it. For me, when I hear a beat that I put together that just, as a DJ, it makes my hair stand on the edge because it's so dope. Like, then it inspires me to write something dope to it. And that, makes me kick up my level as well. And
Right.
that, and for nothing else, I love doing it. And so I put out music. I never thought I'd get famous, and I'm not. So, I just keep doing it because I love it. I keep DJing because I love it. I do my shows because I love music and I love supporting artists. I know how it is as a rapper, what the process is.
Yeah.
So I appreciate people that put themselves out, and share their creativity. Whether everybody else likes it or not, that's up to them, and it's all good either way.
Right.
Yep.
Wow. So you
Thanks,
got some
DMS.
stuff. You got some stuff going on.
Yeah, the camp is really busy. We've been super busy. Like I said, we're planning this Rap Attack radio station.
Yeah,
We're not only do I have my two shows a week. GMS is mixing every day. He's got a show every day, plus K Fox Night Beat on Sunday nights with Ness.
yeah,
And then we're constantly promoting each other's music because the High Children put out music. I put out solo music. JJ Hudson's putting out music. So just a lot going on with that. And it's just fun, man. We're just having fun.
yeah. We all gonna talk behind the scenes. Me, you, heavy hitter DJ Cam, international
Word.
DJ Tommy Lee.
Love it.
We'll all get together. DJ Clientele wants to ask a question. Ask your question, Clientele. GMS is saying you got to come up for the video for Let It Pop.
I
You
would
talking
love to
about?
do that.
You look. He's talking to you.
Yeah, he's talking to me.
Okay. I'd love to come out to the West Coast
I know, right?
soon.
What up, P Nice? All
DJ
right,
P
so
Nice in the place.
is clientele typing up the question?
I guess he's typing his
It
question
could be
in.
typing it up. It's a long one, probably.
This might be a long one.
But
Now,
yeah.
you know I don't know how to read, so make it short. But now you guys have
DJ Tone Tone. I do not know Tone. I know of his name. I do not know Tone Tone personally. No.
okay. He's out there in the West Coast with y'all.
I don't know where Tone Tone is. Maybe clientele knows. There's 1,000 million DJs out there for sure.
Right.
I'm blessed to know Ness though. Ness has, being not only a friend of Ness, which is such a blessing to be, considered family, in his wedding, which is such an honor.
Yeah.
And shout out to Lola and Ness right now. And but also him being my mentor, like it's been huge for me. The people I've met, the places I've been able to go because of the fact that I'm with Ness has just been amazing. It's just amazing,
You got some more peoples.
Not a legend yet. Not a
The-
legend yet, but that's my man Ed. What up, Ed?
he's
And that's another thing. Since Ed just popped on, I'm actually part of his nonprofit. Ed heads a nonprofit called the Organization for Social Media Safety, where
Right.
we're trying to educate the public about some of these social media sites and organizations and software apps that are super dangerous to our youth and even to us as adults.
Thank you. Ed,
very
we're gonna
addicted.
have to talk. I
Yeah,
want
you
to
should
get
have
you
him
on
on.
here. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have Ed on.
Because every month I like to do on the DJ interview something outside that's educational for the DJs too, not just always interviewing a DJ.
love
Just
that.
to break up the monotony. But
Yeah.
definitely, Ed, we'll connect. We'll
Yeah, I
get
can put you
connected
guys
through.
together.
Yeah,
I'll put you all together.
definitely. Because
Hey,
that'd
Ness
be
is
dope.
back.
Yeah.
Ness is back. Harry, Ness said to smile.
Yo, when we did our interview, that was fun.
Yeah, always with Ness. It's a hey man.
He is hilarious.
Let me tell you, man. With Ness, dude, you better be ready. You
I
better
know
be
y'all.
ready. He's coming for you.
I know y'all have fun doing whatever y'all do.
So,
Clientele is saying it's Tony Tone, but spelled Tone. Oh,
Ness
Tone
might know
Tone.
him.
Probably with a X. Ness, if you're listening, do
Yeah.
you know this guy, Tony Tone?
yeah, Ness might
He
know
is
him.
from the West Coast, currently in Georgia, and we did a radio together in North Carolina, Foxy 99.1.
That's dope.
Okay,
That's super dope.
so he may have left the West Coast area before y'all got to know him.
Very
So
possible.
now, one of my next to last questions as we start wrapping this thing up is for new DJs. What do you tell the DJ that wants to get into the music, the business, don't have any connections, don't know anybody? What do you tell that DJ to get him or her started?
It's a great question. I think, and I really wish somebody would have told me this when I was growing up and coming into this world of music. You have to have a plan, and I think that goes with anything you do. But I think you should know this is fun, but if you want to be serious, it's a business, because you become a product. Where you have to market yourself and promote yourself as that DJ. That's how you get gigs. That's how you get work. That's how you can connect with artists, maybe go out on tour. And then not only that, but you really need to hone your skills. If you don't know how to DJ, then you need to ask somebody that maybe who does, or, maybe check into one of these DJ schools. The great Beat Junkie crew, they have a DJ school out here in Glendale, California. So shout out to the Beat Junkies, where they teach people how to DJ. And man, if you're going to put your money into something like that, I would absolutely suggest that you check that out. I do lessons. I've taught people how to DJ. And that's really what you need to do. And if you don't know somebody, some DJs are really cool. Some aren't. But just like in any business, right? The rap game and the rap world is a very highly competitive. I call it a competitive sport. You have to have thick skin in this business.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's in the music business as a whole. And again, I've had years. I've been involved since I was like 17, 18 years old in one capacity or another in the music world, right? And I've really learned, like, you need to be authentic, true to yourself, be confident in who you are, not arrogant, but confident, be humble, be ready to listen and learn at all times, and reach out to people who you might follow on social media. Maybe that's the good thing about social media. Reach out to those folks that maybe you're following and see if they'd be willing to talk to you, give you pointers, and then go from there. Maybe they know somebody in your town, or maybe they can point you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're here in Los Angeles, I could point you in all different types of directions. You know what I mean? But but it's, in anything in life, it takes hard work and dedication.
For sure.
So,
clientele is asking, did you teach them vinyl, or did you train on vinyl, or the controllers?
Well, these folks didn't have vinyl, so I didn't go down that path. For anybody that has been serious and did have vinyl, then yes, you teach on vinyl for what they're using. I'm not buying these folks the equipment. So whatever, if I'm going to teach somebody, I tell them you have to have equipment, because whatever I teach you, you've got to go practice.
Yep.
You go to school and you learn Spanish, but you don't go after school and go speak Spanish somewhere. You're not going to learn Spanish.
You're not going to keep it up. Yep.
As a DJ, last year during COVID, I couldn't meet somebody face to face. And I told this student, I said, if you want me to teach you, it'd be no problem. We can do Zoom. I have a way we can do things. And I said, but you're going to need to go get equipment. And I said, I'm not asking you to spend thousands of dollars, but you've got to go get a starter something.
Yes. And
because it's more than just pushing buttons. You got to know how to pick music. That's the starters. You got to know music. That's the start of a DJ. Then the other things happen. Then you learn how to blend music together. Then if you really, maybe you become a turntablist. That's a different kind of DJ. They cut and scratch and do tricks.
Right.
Different levels. There's a radio DJ. There's a tour DJ. There's
stadium DJs.
Club DJs are different.
Club DJs, yeah.
Mobile DJs are different. So there's many different types, and you have to decide, who are you going to be? What are you going to be? Who do you want to be as a DJ? And then go from there. Then you can start down your path. Because, right, there's a path for all of these things. Now, sometimes those paths will interlace. You can do multiple things, but you got to start down a path and learn the basics of things.
Right.
And mainly it's about music, for sure.
So I've been curious all interview. Tell me about what's in your background.
Oh man, everything. All right, so this is just who I am as a music fan and as a DJ, right? Because to me, it's intertwined in my life. That's who I am. I'm a music fan and I DJ. So these are things that I like. These were all the CD covers of music that I kept over the years. So everything from Rush to Queen, to Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Police, U2, Rage Against the Machine, Limp Bizkit, Jane's Addiction, 311, of course the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but equally so, Dre, Q, Eazy-E, Pac, Run DMC, Nas, EPMD, Public Enemy, Redman, Common, A Tribe Called Quest, Outkast, Biggie, Cypress Hill, Quick, yada, yada. It goes on and on and on. But that's who I am. I'm reggae. I got Bob up there, UB40, all of this stuff, man. It's who I am. It's my life. I'm music. If you could see my tattoos, I've got music notes. It's who I am. I'm a musician and an artist.
That's dope.
Yeah, this covered up my scars. So this was the wrist that I cut back, if you remember the original story.
Yes, the story,
yeah. So this tattoo. So shout out to my friend Brandy Phillips, who Angels in Ink, and she had a show that she was doing. It was a reality show called Ink Therapy, and so I was on her show, and I got this tattoo for it, and it covered my scar.
Right.
So there you go.
Oh man. So I want to thank you. If you got any last questions, let this dude know, DJ Third Degree, how dope his interview is in the chat.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Let him know.
It's an honor to be on your show, man, and just to talk music. It's my passion. Like I said, It's my life. I'm gonna be 52, so this year coming up. So next year it'll have been 40 years that I've been playing music and and being a DJ. 40 years.
Wow.
More than almost as long as I've been alive, because I did it. I started as young as I did.
Ness said he had to bounce again. He's at Costco. Need to stock up on that toilet paper.
Ness, go get that ramen in a box, dude.
Yeah. Oh, clientele said, love your energy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Jeff
Let's connect.
said,
I'm always down to connect with folks wherever you might be in this world.
And that was one of the reasons why I did this community. My group my community is small. It's not like thousands of people like I see in other groups. But you know what? I get a lot of engagement.
Yeah.
And a lot of connections out of this. So definitely it was built so we can connect. And now DJ clientele knows somebody out in the West Coast because I remember seeing that dude either on DJ interview or I was on that show while they were doing it.
Right.
So that's what this community was built for. Right quick, 2 DJs that need to tell their story on a platform like this.
Well, you already got Ness. I think GMS's story. I think GMS has a story. I think, and I know you did a.
I already did interviewed him already.
All right, I'll give you my man DJ Kryptonite.
Okay.
That brother, and just because I mentioned him earlier, if you haven't had DJ Creativity on your show, you should bring him on too. I'll shout out my old school homies.
Let's definitely make that happen. And if they're willing to come on, we are willing to hear their story.
We
Every
can make it
DJ
happen.
has a story.
Indeed.
One more question.
Sure.
I have a lot of one more questions. Were you a DJ that was just local, or did you travel the planet and DJ elsewhere?
I didn't travel the planet. I've DJ'd in other places. Not like, I was primarily local for the most part as far as my mobile DJ is concerned. I never went on tour. When I performed, it was all here in LA with my band that I played. But yeah, no, not yet.
Okay.
But that's okay. It's been
No,
fun up till now, and maybe it'll even get better. You never know.
Oh, because I heard from the spectrum. I heard DJs that played in Dubai, and we've had DJs on here that, like you, just played in their local area for the last 35 years.
Yep. Yeah, it's a trip. The DJ life, man.
It is, bro. But I want to thank you and everybody that showed up
Thank you.
today for the DJ. All of people that's going to watch the replay. Make sure
Yeah.
you put a comment in. Let us
Yeah.
know who you are. Yeah, he's saying DJ creativity.
Yep. That's our buddy.
He's saying 52, you look 28. Yeah,
I
you
try, man. I try.
Yeah. Yo, 75.
Gotta take care. Gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Man.
You gotta look 50 when you're 75.
That's right. That's right.
But I want to thank you for taking this time out of your schedule to come on with us and educate us on your story, your upbringing in this whole DJ universe. We will definitely connect again.
Would love that.
I hope you'll be able to come on in the future and
sure.
tell us about these projects and how it went,
Absolutely.
after they're all out and everything is going. So thank you, DJ Third Degree, for
Appreciate you.
blessing the DJ interview. Everybody, I'm going to put you in the green room again.
Can I get some shout outs before I go?
Yes. Give you a shout out. Oh, yes. Give you shout outs and how people can reach you.
For sure. So you can hit me up, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's all at the same thing, at DJ, the number 3, RDDEGREE. Please hit me up. Let's connect, especially if you're an artist. I'd love to share your music if it's hitting. It's got to be hitting, though.
Yeah.
Harry, the big dog, man, thanks for having me on. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate you taking time to have me on your show. It's an honor for sure. I got to shout out my man, Jeff Kwan and BTP
Yes.
Media. Thank you for having me on here, man, and putting it together. Of course, none of that would have happened if it wasn't for Nasty Nez. So shout out to Nasty Nez. I got to shout out the High Children team. That's Jason, Jamal, JJ, Robbie Rob, GMS, and my man Peter and JJ Hudson, of course. My Rap Attack DJ brothers, and of course my family, Michelle, my wife, and my sister Jen's coming to visit me this week. I'm super excited about that. She lives in Asheville, North Carolina. So peace and love to her, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. And thank you, man, for having me. It's been an honor.
No problem. Thanks for being here. So
Yes, sir.
let me put you in the green room. Close this thing out.
Peace, y'all. One love.
So we want to thank DJ Third Degree one more time for blessing DJ interview. As always, we are here Tuesdays, 8-ish, and we are gone. We'll see you next week.